question is, what is inspiration?
Truth is the
Well,
answer.
the reason why I brought up inspiration versus stimulation is because each human is going to find a different answer to that question. Stimulation, which you brought up,
Yes.
that one is more easily defined.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
that's because I like very concise words.
yeah, but a simulation is a simulation.
Yes.
Inspiration versus stimulation.
Inspiration
depends-
is stimulation.
Well, it depends on the individual, because what inspires me and what stimulates me they are mutually exclusive and can also not be mutually exclusive.
Right. I could either roll a spliff or I could roll a straight joint. It doesn't matter. They're not mutually exclusive. I could have the stimulant or I could not.
But what,
There are two things that I can.
what
they're
inspires you? Okay, stimulating you. You might be stimulated by a great conversation. You might be stimulated
Yes.
by the sunrise. You might be stimulated by the rabbit that just jumped across the road. Stimulated.
I say that I would only be inspired by a great conversation. If it's a great conversation, then I wouldn't just be stimulated.
Would you not be inspired by an amazing sunrise standing on the Himalayan mountains?
It's set and set. Well, I guess I would be. I would be.
Would you not be inspired sitting on a raft in the middle of the sea?
Sure, I would.
I mean, you can be inspired and stimulated at the same time, but inspired, that one is defined by the individual. What inspires you and what does inspiration mean to you?
Yeah,
To me, inspiration means the fuel to put in as much work as I'm going to put in to make the thing that inspires me, which is the idea of what I could be in my mind, into reality, which is that I am the person that I was inspired to become.
Mine's like an impulse.
Well, I don't understand all of what you said,
Okay.
but
Yes. Can we unpack it?
Yes.
we can, but at the same time, every human being will have a different way to respond to what inspired means. And this is my point. Inspiration is completely individualized. Now we can share with each other what inspires us.
I'm going to argue the opposite for you. I'm going to
Okay.
argue that inspiration is only one thing. Guess what? You know what the difference?
What is it then?
It's the difference between working a 9 to 5 and hating it and working a 9 to 5 as a job that you love that's not even 9 to 5 because you want it. Because you're not working a 9 to 5. Because I know personally that you're not working 9 to 5 because you had enough inspiration to not be hating your life.
But
What
what
I'm
about
saying is
people
that-
who don't live in the
What
9
does
to
it
5
mean?
paradigm?
What does it mean to be
I know people that
above
don't. I know
the
people
9
that
to 5
don't
paradigm?
deal with 9 to 5s at
Right.
all. Like I know whole societies, cultures, like whole sectors of countries that don't deal in these terms of
So
9 to 5.
how are people so brainwashed? They will continue to work.
But those people aren't. The people you're talking
They're
about.
not inspired.
But
They're
I
stimulated.
agree.
they're
They're
almost
stimulated.
Also,
Sorry.
illegal stimulants
Sorry.
that they allow, because psychedelic
We
drugs and
interrupted
other
you.
drugs are wrong. As they say, other drugs are wrong because they open your mind. All you can have is stimulants because you can work 9 to 5. I think it's the whole fucking thing.
Well,
they just
there
want
is-
this whole
that is
fuck-
a-
it's
well,
like,
yeah,
it's a factory.
that is a
That's
thing.
been
It's like the factory.
It's not necessarily
That's
describing what
not
we're talking
news
about,
now.
but that is a thing.
I think it's the fucking factory working. You know, they try to pump us. It's like pumping in and out. It's kind of like a factory, and I think there's a way where you can kind of see like past that, and they condone that as wrong. There's a stigma against seeing past the factory and seeing what you really are because it makes other people feel bad. As feelings are worth more than facts in today's society.
No, I agree with you 100%. It's a different aspect to what we are, but I agree with you 100%.
Yes, I agree with you also.
100%. And that has a lot to do with everything that we are talking about and why everybody has a different idea about what inspiration is, you know, and why some people don't know what inspiration is. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I say why see when I meet people say, how much longer can he keep raging about this thing, right? That's what their question is. Not how long.
are we talking about our president now?
No, I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me.
Now when you said he, I didn't know.
No, they say, how much longer can he keep doing what he's doing? because I am constantly learning, I'm constantly inspired, I'm always trying to find what the next best thing is, because I will never be satisfied with what I have. I'm only satisfied with what I don't have, so I continue
feel
to
that.
learn and gain more, so that, because it's not the idea of have, don't have, it's the space in between, which is inspiration, which is the only thing that makes the work worthwhile.
Huh. I like
Pretty
that.
fast about it.
So maybe inspiration is how much your work is your reward.
Satisfied or like
Huh.
Maybe the money is not the reward. Maybe the work is the reward. And money is something that people throw at you because they're so insecure that they haven't figured out what their reward is yet. So they need you to teach them.
Or they just pay you because the way you think makes you really good at what you do, and they want you to lend your
that's a command.
some essence of what you have.
Because
You're saying the same
truth
thing,
is
you're
truth
saying
is
teach
truth.
them. You're saying teach them, right?
But what
That's what you're trying to say. You're saying people pay you to
Teach
so you
by
can teach
action.
them.
You teach by action.
I guess in a way I am.
Do as I do, not as I say.
I think, therefore I am.
Yeah, I mean, the best way to, well, yeah. I mean, leading by example is one of the easier ways to lead.
No, it's the hardest way to lead.
Maybe.
It's the hardest way to lead in the fucking world. You know why? Because Jesus
that
already died on a
wine?
cross to prove that.
Yeah, but
Oh, I'm already drunk. I'm
leading
good.
by
I was curious that
example
you had
is
wine.
different than like,
Saying.
True.
you're gonna get killed very easy for speaking up.
Yeah, that's true.
You can also just
Honestly.
be the change that you want to see. You know,
That's
like
the
people
way
might
that I
catch
look.
wind and like come after you, but it's a lot easier than like running up to the front of the line being like, everybody, this is a.
How Martin got killed. It's how Malcolm got killed.
That's how everybody gets killed.
And that's how, but they were right.
Well, that's why, I mean, being an artist, sometimes if you're gifted,
Sometimes you gotta get killed
If-
for the truth.
well, no, but if you're gifted to be an artist, sometimes the beauty of it is, oh, well, okay,
Here's what I want to say.
Okay.
So while you have the time to think about what you're gonna say, because
I
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying
gonna
is
say,
that
but I'll say
okay,
it later.
right? But maybe my act of getting in the front of the line, maybe, and my death that had to go with that, maybe that was exactly what humankind needed to learn that was something to look forward to,
Well,
to look for.
I hope so, you know, and there are a lot of people that died today for very,
Right.
very worthy humanitarian reasons.